changes.
I think obviously the top weight Lazer Wolf, he's race fit and has experience in some competitive company too. Up an extra 2 furlongs today. Hood is left off, tongue strap is left off. I think that'll help.
Major move for a Drop the Anchor as well from the Pat Fahey stable. Drop the Anchor, former winner of an October handicap under Niall McCullough. Smart horse in his day. Drop the Anchor, a 10-year-old now having his fourth start over fence. The mount of Jody McGarvey, nearly been halved in price, Lisa.
Yeah, he has plenty of market support coming from him. He's obviously carrying the quartered cap and one last tango in the white cap as well, but they're lining up on the outside. On the inside is Ishan for the Sam Curling team, and obviously the pace setter Kilashee who'll go forward. Carlo's Big Jim, Silver King, another one there is market support.
Tape. Let's get up to Justin for the penultimate time.
Flags are raised. And they're off. First of 2 steeplechases on the card. 12 fences to jump in this next race meeting, January 9th Novice Handicap Chase on the run to the first. And in the centre, an extravagant jump, but a leading one by Cheerful Chap, joined on the inside by Kilashee, and these two are the two to make it in the early stages. 3 lengths in front of Silver King, the grey race in third, a length and a half in front of Ishan in 4. Carla's Big Jim is followed towards the outside by Roisin as they jump fence number 2. A few lengths then to find Lazer Wolf, and they're quite well strung out in these early stages. Lazer Wolf is a gap of some half dozen lengths then back to find One Last Tango, who's in front of Mighty O'Glad as they come to fence number 3. And Kilashee pops that in front by about 3 to 4 lengths over Cheerful Chap racing second. Similar break to Silver King, who's third. Ishan races in 4 with Carla's Big Jim and Roisin racing 5 and 6, a couple of lengths in front of the light blue jacket of Lazer Wolf as they negotiate fence number 4. A gap of some 3 to 4 then to find Mighty O'Glad, who's in front of One Last Tango and Drop the Anchor. And at the back 2 are the 2 Gary Ryan runners, Don't Talk and Danny the Fence. So they jump the first 4, and on the downhill run to take them towards the turn of the straight, long run before they reach fences 5 and 6. And Kilashee has now opened up and gone on for Dan King, leads by about 6 to 8 lengths or more over Cheerful Chap in second. 2 lengths in front of Silver King in third. 4 is Carla's Big Jim, who's on the outside of Ishan. A length and a half then to find Roisin, who in turn is a length and a half in front of Lazer Wolf. And the back group at the back of the field have gotten a little bit closer, 3 to 4 lengths then to find Drop the Anchor on the outside of One Last Tango, Mighty O'Glad, who's followed by Tough Talk and Danny the Fence. So on the run to the first of the 2 fences in the straight, coming to the wings of it, Kilashee is going to jump it with a lead of some 6 to 8 lengths over Cheerful Chap in second. Silver King has been shown jumping a bit over the first few fences, lands in third. 4 on the outside of that one is Carla's Big Jim as they jump the fence, which was the last in a circuit's time. Behind Carla's Big Jim, it just gets a little bit of a push along after that fence. Carla's Big Jim of jumping it a little bit to its left. Behind it is Ishan, who's on the inside of Lazer Wolf and Roisin, a gap of some 4 to 5 lengths then back to One Last Tango, who's in front of Mighty O'Glad. And behind Mighty O'Glad races Don't Talk, who's relegated Drop the Anchor to be the penultimate back marker, and Danny the Fence is the back marker on the inside. On the final circuit, and past the point of departure, Kilashee jumps the fence 6 in the finish with a lead of some 6 to 8 lengths. Bad mistake at the back of the field, towards the back of the field there by Mighty O'Glad. Did well to survive the error. But Kilashee continues in front, just coming back to the field maybe fractionally, about 5 to 6 in front now of its second place is Cheerful Chap. Length and a half then to Silver King, who races third on the inside of Carla's Big Jim as they jump the 5th last fence. Carla's Big Jim, a slight mistake there and just ridden along again for a stride or 2. Ishan is next on the inside, being bumped along ahead of Lazer Wolf, and Roisin on that one's outside. 2 lengths then to find One Last Tango, another couple of lengths to find the remainder, with headed by Mighty O'Glad on the inside of Don't Talk, and they're followed by down the hill by Danny the Fence, and a bad mistake at the back of the field there by the back marker Drop the Anchor. Continuing the run downhill, beginning to run downhill as they jump the 3rd last fence. Kilashee lands 3 lengths in front. Cheerful Chap jumps in second. Mistake there back in the field by Ishan, drops it back a further place or 2. Silver King races third on the inside of Lazer Wolf, who travels well in 4. Carla's Big Jim is under pressure in 5. Roisin goes okay on that one's outside, and they're a couple of lengths in front of One Last Tango, who's creeping closer ahead of Ishan, and they're followed down the hill by Mighty O'Glad. racing inside the final half mile and towards the turn into the straight. In the lead is Kilashee, still be the advantage over Cheerful Chap, who remains second. Lazer Wolf and Silver King 3 and 4. 5 on the outside is Rushing, a couple of lengths in front of One Last Tango's, continuing to hang on to that leading group on the outside of Carla's Big Jim, and they're clear. Straightening up, over 2 furlongs left to race and 2 fences left to jump. And on the inside rail, it's Kilashee, tries to kick again in front for Dan King, leads by a couple of lengths from Cheerful Chap. Lazer Wolf now comes through on the outside for Keith Donoghue towards the centre of the fence as they head down towards the second last, and Lazer Wolf has come through on the outside now to hit Kilashee. Between them is Cheerful Chap, far from done with. Lazer Wolf and Cheerful Chap go on now by 2 to 3 lengths over Kilashee in third, but down between the final 2 fences it's Lazer Wolf who's out in front and extending his advantage, jumps that well, lands 2 in front of Cheerful Chap, no more to offer in second, and racing uphill on the short run in, it's Lazer Wolf and Keith Donoghue going to win this by 3 to 4 lengths. Lazer Wolf from the second place, Cheerful Chap third, Kilashee, Silver King 4 ahead of Rushing at 5, clear of One Last Tango.
Yes, fairly straightforward for our favourite, one of a number of handicap debutants, and Lazer Wolf gives Gavin Cromwell another winner, Keith Donoghue, on board as well in the colours of Gerard Brown. Lisa.
Yeah, it was all pretty simple for Keith Donoghue. This horse running off a mark of 116. He had the hood and the tongue tie left off today, but he seemed to travel and get into a lovely rhythm. He jumped very well as well. Obviously, we mentioned he'd got experience in some competitive beginners chases so far this season, but in this grade, Kevin, he was much superior on the day. He was always positioned on the outside, and Keith looked as if he was full of running coming down the hill, and he bided his time. But he's done it really well in the end too.
He has. He had a good gallop to aim at too. We knew that was going to be the case with Kilashee and her customary front running tactics, bringing him along. A merry dance on the front, then makes a quick reappearance, of course, after running in Fairyhouse, the opening race of the afternoon on Sunday at Fairyhouse in the hands of Dan King. But you could see Keith Donoghue got into a lovely rhythm, loads of animal underneath him turning into the straight. He's getting a nice toe into it, didn't want to get there too soon.
No, he didn't. He was just biding his time before he loomed up outside James O'Sullivan and Cheerful Chap. Kilashee obviously comes under the pump at this stage on the inside for Daniel King on board, and she does lead them down over the second last as the other two loom up as well. But Keith Donoghue gets a nice jump here and he leads down to the last as well, gets a nice jump at the last as well, just going through the motions, just pushing him out hands and heels, spots a nice stride, gives him a squeeze up over the last, and he puts the race to bed in a matter of strides too. Off a mark of 116, he's going to go up for this, Kevin, but deserved success too, I think.
Yes, Sonny Wynn, of course, coming a couple of runs in Pine of Pints where he started his career off. He was running up in both starts between the flags. He won a maiden hurdle March of this year, of course, in Limerick time, and his opening mark was £4 lower over fences than it was his hurdle mark of 120.
Yeah, look, he looked as if he was going to be well capable off the mark that he got running over fences, and he's just proved much superior than the company that he's in today. Obviously things are going to get a little bit harder for him, but in the colours of Gerard Brown, Keith Donoghue on board, the Gavin Cromwell team are in really good form as well, but he was travelling and jumping everywhere he needed to, and Keith Donoghue just had him in a lovely position and filled him full of confidence down the home straight as well.
Yes, Roisin has run a cracker as well, first lightly raced individual, first run over fences, first run of the season as well for James Delee. Of course, he won at Fairyhouse in January of this year as well. There'll be a race to be won with him, but there is our winner. Fairly straightforward if you backed our favourite Rishi, Lazer Wolf.
It was straightforward, Kev, pretty much all through the race. I think Keith Donoghue was pretty happy with the way it was unfolding, and once coming to tackle Cheerful Chap and Kilashee, it was always inevitable going down to the second to last and the last. Jumped really well. Lazer Wolf, first time in a handicap, wins with a fair bit in hand. 5.5 lengths the official margin, wins at 100 to 30 for trainer Gavin Cromwell in the colours of Gerard Brown.